Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and I am absolutely thrilled to bring you another inspired interview. Today's something that hopefully touches your heart and helps you to expand your life. I found Elena in a Facebook group. She was a friend that I didn't even know was right there, and what I came to find out is that not only is she highly sensitive and a healer herself, but she is committed to helping other sensitive people also be out in business, also be entrepreneurial if that's what they want to do, but committing to living life a sensitive way that is about strength, power, honesty, and success. This passion to work for the sensitive person and to brief people about the power of the sensitive person even scored her a TED Talk that she rocked the socks off of. So make sure you click down below and check that out. I'm totally excited to bring her to you today. I hope her story reaches out to your heart and helps you change your life. All right, guys, welcome back to the Inspired Interviews. I have been going all over the place to find your next set of teachers and the stories that I felt like were going to speak to you, be able to help you learn, and also to help you grow into these new spaces that you're in. And I found a gem in a place that I was already at. I always tell you guys, find the new people in the old places that you're already at, and that is exactly what happened to me. I found Elena, and what called me to her is that she does training about being an entrepreneur, but also doing it as a highly sensitive, creative person. And what does that look like? So I'm so excited for her to share her story with us and also tell you how she can help you. So welcome, Elena. Thank you so much for coming to be with us. This is so cool.
That's amazing. Thank you for having me. And hello to all of your viewers that are new to me. So hello as well.
Yes, will you say your last name for me?
So for everybody that wants to hear how a German last name is pronounced, that is impossible even for Germans, it's Herdieckerhoff.
Yep. And I said, Elena, I'll just let you pronounce that for us.
I'll just go by my first name. That's what I've done for most of my life. Just my first name works fine.
Awesome. So Elena, can you tell us a little bit about what exactly you do?
Yes. So I'm a mentor for highly sensitive and intuitive entrepreneurs. And I was called to do this work because, of course, that's what I am myself. And it was quite a journey to learn about my own high sensitivity, how to understand it, how to deal with it, and then how to channel it into my business. And because I realized this is not necessarily an easy journey, as you might also know, especially when you are highly sensitive, I felt called to reach out to my fellow sensitive entrepreneurs and share with them what I've learned on my path.
That is fantastic. So what was life like before you really started doing this work? What did that look like for you? Was there a transition from something that seems traditional into this, or what did that look like?
I came from the more traditional world, if you like. I have a degree in social psychology and gender. I was always very interested in understanding human nature, and that took me into a career in HR. So I was very traditional as an HR manager and recruitment manager and a headhunter. So I did all of these kind of more traditional jobs. And there was just this niggling feeling that I was meant to do something else. And actually an eczema that I got on my face was what changed the whole game for me. Because when I got eczema, which was probably a reflection of my sensitivity on the outside, literally being thin-skinned, and I had it in my face, which obviously was a bit traumatic for me at the time. And I went on my own healing journey for that, and I had ended up creating a balm that helped me kind of restore my skin back to happiness and health. And from there, I realized, wow, maybe this invention at the time was something I needed to bring out to a broader public. And that's kind of how my real entrepreneurial journey got started, even though before I had dabbled a little bit in startups and done that thing, but it never really took off as a big thing, as my main job. And I started a skincare business. And so that's where I spent quite a few years of my life building that empire, or in my world, at least it was an empire.
Right? Yeah. Oh, I get that. I get that.
By nobody else's standard, but by mine, it was a huge undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
And It was an amazing journey, and it taught me really how to channel my sensitivity into my business, how it helped me to connect with my customers, how it helped me do marketing in a more authentic way and not have to resort to any kind of hard sales or pushy tactics, which definitely don't resonate for most highly sensitive entrepreneurs, and they surely didn't for me. And I wanted to prove that you can be highly sensitive and highly successful. And I managed that with this business. And when I sold that business, I decided, okay, my mission is to step up and help all of my fellow sensitives do the same.
Oh my gosh, I just love it, because that is something that is true for my business. And I think where people are trying to grow as well is that it's, I don't want to force myself on you. I'm here. Let's have this be about attraction, not promotion so much, and let these energies work. And it can be in the beginning, in my experience, a little bit scary to kind of surrender to that, but then to watch it work. So I don't know if you've experienced that as well.
I have. I always call it moving kind of from a push to a pull perspective. So the push is the traditional business way of doing things, is you're in your customer's face and you're pushing out your message or your marketing really hard. And I really don't like that at all. So I realized what I need to do is be more the lighthouse, have people come to me, gravitate to me. And that's kind of the pull energy. And I thought that must also work, because as they say, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So I was like, I need to vibe at a high vibration so that my tribe finds me, and they did.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I'm over here like vibe, but it works. So in this transition, what was the human component like? Where was the fear for you, and what was it like to step into maybe some of those fears or those doubts and watch that grow?
Yeah, so I think fear is a constant companion for any entrepreneur. I think, and it's best that you start making friends with your fears early on, because otherwise they will stop you in your tracks and probably stop you from even starting your business. And I think there are a multitude of fears. There's a fear of kind of not being good enough, of being an imposter, like who am I to do this, or thinking, oh, so many other people are already doing something similar, there won't be room for me, or I won't be appreciated. Or also, what happens if I go out there and make my passion so public, and will people judge me, hate me, criticize me? And I think you carry those fears with you throughout your journey. You just have different versions of that. For example, I just did a TED Talk on highly sensitive people, as you know. And that brought its own set of fears for me, because that was a global platform, of course. And then, once you're out there, there's no way you can kind of stop the momentum. It kind of takes off without you, and you have to take the good and the bad. And it's something where you're like, whoa, better ride that wave,
Yeah, but I think what it felt like for me in those moments where it's the changing fears, where the underlying thing was that I can't not do what I feel called towards. Because when I go to bed at night, if I haven't stepped towards that, that feels worse. Is that...
Yeah. That I couldn't agree more with you. And I think it's really about telling yourself that what you want to do matters, and that it matters more than your own concerns about your, perhaps at the time, emotional well-being, which is driven by, oh my God, I want to avoid those fears, so I won't step up to my mission. I think you always have to tell yourself this matters. That was actually what I told myself the minute before I went onto that stage. So this is not about me. This is about the message, and it matters. So I cannot kind of be selfish and just worry about how it makes me feel. I have to go out there.
Absolutely.
And that's the same for any business in any capacity, I think.
I think so as well. We have gifts as healers, and many people are stepping into those gifts, and it does become that very global perspective of, it's about the gift I have to offer. So beautiful. Just love that. So I'm going to also put a link down below to your TED Talk so people can see that.
Oh, yeah.
I got to watch it. You're so beautiful on camera. You just did a wonderful job. So
thank you so much. It was an amazing experience, and one I'm glad I didn't kind of shy away from. Once I've done it, I'm like, probably I only need one TED Talk in this life. But it was great.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's so exciting, though, to think, you were just doing your thing, you're going along, you took some some make some friends with your fears actions, and then you landed on all of these other little milestones. And that then today, now you're ready to continue to give this gift at even a wider scale and have
Yes.
people come in contact with your message. So that's incredible. I think half of us don't see what's coming. We just take the action.
Yeah, and I think that's the empowering thing, is to take actions that scare you and do that on a consistent basis, because I think that's kind of the growth parameter, is to take scary actions and to do them willingly and to put yourself into places where you feel vulnerable, because that's where you can make really exciting things happen. If you stay in the comfort zone, nothing really exciting or game-changing happens.
Absolutely. So in terms of being a healer now and having a message, how do we find you and what's going on with you? How are you helping?
So you can, of course, come over and say hi on my website. That's entreprincess.com. And of course, that is derived from being the proverbial princess on the P with my high sensitivity. Merge of entrepreneur and the princess on the P. So anybody highly sensitive, male or female, is very welcome to drop by.
Oh, good. That's good. I love that. That's so creative, though. Isn't it funny when we create what it comes to look like?
Yeah, and I thought that was fun, and I was always teased to be the princess on the P, so I thought, hey, why not make it my brand name? So.
Right. And so what kind of things, what kind of classes or training or sessions do you do?
Yeah, so I, of course, offer private one-to-one mentoring, but because I've realized that now I have a much larger audience, and it's not, of course, feasible to just do mentoring on an individual basis, I am also very shortly going to open up my Sensitive Success Society, which is a membership community for highly sensitive and creative entrepreneurs to come together for monthly trainings, interaction, a Facebook group community. So I'm so excited to offer something that's also financially accessible to everyone, and where we can all go on this journey together forward to what I like to call sensitive success. So doing it without the steel elbows.
Absolutely. Well, and my big message on this page and or on this channel this year has been, you've got a lot of changes. You're going to have a lot of people, places, and things fall out of your life. You've got to find your tribe. And when you invest in your tribe, you will grow. You will grow. And
absolutely.
So I think this is just, it's so beautiful. And I want people to know that there's another tribe waiting for them and where you are.
And I think what's very interesting, especially about what you just said with the tribe, I think because highly sensitive entrepreneurs sometimes feel more isolated because of their sensitivity, the loneliness factor is perhaps higher than for somebody who's maybe not as sensitive. So that's why I was like, I want to provide a safe space in a community where people will understand your unique challenges, and everybody else can do the hard hustle, but I just want to teach a different way.
Which is honestly one of the reasons that I was attracted to you. I had somebody email me and say, I am just a loner and I don't know how to find a tribe. And what I know about loners from working with thousands of people is that loners are the most groupie people, because they do want to be together, but they tend to be so highly sensitive that they don't fit into a traditional group. So you were just like this little beacon of light. I'm like, I got my loners group. I got my loners group.
Right there, exactly. And I'm really excited to do that.
Well, I am so grateful that you were willing to just, step out of your comfort zone and say, oh, this girl's just in a Facebook group that I'm in, and come interview with me and teach us about what you've got going on. So thank you so much.
I love it. Thank you. And I really appreciate your bright presence on the internet. I love your horoscopes, and I'm an avid learner. So I really appreciate all the amazing work you do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us, Elena. I will put your contact details down below so everybody can find you, come visit you, and to hopefully join your tribe.
Yes, I look forward to welcoming all of you. Lots of love.
Bye.
Started what is now a publicly traded company. So I've always been around like entrepreneurship and business, and my brain just is wired that way. And so I started doing a lot